Morning everyone, my name is Audrey. I am stitchywitch42 here on FlossTube and over on Instagram, and today is Tuesday the 7th of May 2024. I'm retired. I still have no routine, and it feels really weird to get up and be able to do whatever I want, whenever I want. Yesterday, I had this almost panic moment because there was this realization of, what do I do now? I mean, I don't have to get up early in the morning, and I don't have to go to work, and I don't have to. And I was like, what do I... It was almost an identity crisis moment. I'm not a bookkeeper anymore. I'm not employed anymore. Who am I? It was a really strange and surreal kind of moment, but it's where my brain goes sometimes. Last week was First Thursday up at Acorns and Threads. And I went up there, and of course all the ladies that were up there, they congratulated me on being retired, and I asked them questions, the ones that I know that are retired, and that's a good majority of them. And they all said that it takes anywhere from about 3 to 6 months for it to really set in that you're retired. So my identity crisis from last night, I think, was just trying to figure out who I am, what I'm going to do. I need to figure out some sort of routine for myself. I even had to ask Mark yesterday, what day is it? And it's been 2 weeks since my last day at work, and I'm already forgetting what days of the week it is. But it's good. It's going well. I'll get the hang of it. I'll figure out who I am. It will all be good. Still waiting for cash flow from various places to come through. We're not poor, but you know, we can hold out for a couple of months. Anyway, the ladies up at Acorns and Threads, it is always such a pleasure being up there. And they were so nice. They got me a card. Where is it? I love this card. Today's schedule. This is for a retired person. Today's schedule. Wake up. Yawn. Hit the snooze button. Yawn. Make your own agenda. Hog the remote, nap, raid the refrigerator, nap again. I kind of did that yesterday. Put your feet up, unwind, bask in the glory, go for a joyride, hang out. So cute. A lot of the ladies from up there signed it. They collected some money and they bought me a gift card for Acorns and Threads, and I want to say thank you to all those ladies up there. I appreciate you so much. Someone up there gave me this little baggie, which is absolutely adorable and is so me. But do you think I can remember who? Nope. Retirement brain. I can't remember what day of the week it is because I had to ask yesterday. And then Anna gave me a gift, a really nice bag. I don't think she made it. Nope. It was made in India, so no, it wasn't made by Anna. But she gave me a fully kitted pattern Alchemical Still Life. That is beautiful. And it's right up my alley. It's full coverage. She's got it all kitted up for me. The colors are gorgeous. Definitely something to add to future project list. Because she knows I'm stitching my 24 bats in 2024, she made me a little floss bed with bat wings on it and put this panel of fabric in there. And for the life of me, when we were over in Bend this weekend, I was thinking to myself, and I thought of a really cute idea of what to do with this. And I don't remember what I was thinking. Because, yeah. What day of the week is it? Right. Don't you like the sounds my chair makes? Anyway, it was a fantastic day up at Acorns and Threads. Left probably around 2 o'clock because I had to get ready for my road trip weekend with Anna and Cheryl. And all I can say about that is my abdomen up here still hurts from how much we laughed. Those two ladies are crazy. They're my kind of crazy. I got up to Cheryl's house, which is where we were meeting up. Anna was there. They had all of their stuff packed in the back of Anna's rig. We got my stuff in there, and we headed off. We were going over to Bend for the weekend because the three of us had signed up for a one-day stitching, crafting retreat over at Cynthia's of Bend, put on by Linda, aka Van Mom, and Katie, who is KT_fellows on Instagram. I'm so impressed I remembered that. We were laughing the whole way over. We were telling stories. We were getting to know each other better, and the three of us are trouble. That's all I can say. So I had started recording videos as we were going over there saying that I'd been kidnapped by these two ladies. And I haven't even looked at them yet. I might throw a couple of those clips into this video if I can figure out how to do that, because I do my own minimal editing, and while I inserted a video in my last video, yeah, I'm not sure I know how I did it. Because I'm pretty. Anyway, we made a couple of pit stops on the way over there, and at one point, I'm trying to reach back. I'm sitting in the front seat. I am trying to reach back to grab my seatbelt, and I cannot get it. So I try reaching this way to see if I can find it that way, and I couldn't get it. And you want to know why? It's because Cheryl was sitting behind me, and she had held on to it so that I couldn't get it, which made Anna start calling me thalidomide girl. And referencing T-Rex arms because I couldn't reach anything. And that was just Friday, like our first pit stop. And I'm going to be stuck with them for a weekend. But we were laughing and we were having fun. We got over to Bend, and the first place we stopped was a quilt store. We stopped there because Anna had 3 quilt tops that she wanted to have done for her. And Cheryl wanted to do some shopping. And I need to tell you about me in quilt stores. Fabric stores. I walk in there and I look around and I go, oh, fabric, that's pretty, in my brain. And I look at the quilts on the wall and I go, oh, that's pretty. Are we done yet? And I look around and I see some more fabric and I go, yeah, that's pretty. Are we done yet? Oh, there's chairs in the middle. I can go sit down. Are we done yet? It's not me. I tried to describe it to them that I think quilts are beautiful, and I am absolutely amazed at how they are made and how they are put together. But the thought of me sitting down and having to cut out all those pieces and sew them all together and put them all in, no, I was bored 2 cuts in. 2 cuts in. I told them when my daughter Erin was born and I was still married to my ex-husband, his mom, who I still refer to as my mother-in-law, she made a baby blanket for my daughter Erin, and then she got a panel, 2 panels for me to make one myself. And this was, it was a panel, a front and a back panel of an animal print. I guess you could have made a gigantic stuffed animal if you wanted to out of them. She showed me how to pin them on both sides of my blanket fabric and then zigzag around them to catch them all. And then I had to do the diagonal stitching one way and the other way. Is that cross hatching? I think. And how my first couple of lines looked really good. And then I started pulling the fabric through to get it done faster. So you can see it started out good and it got bad and it got worse as it went up this way, and this way just... Yeah. I'm pretty sure I will never be a quilter. I'm not afraid to say that because I just don't have the attraction to fabric that way. You know, you're pretty, but you're not my kind. Sorry, Colleen, I don't think I'm going to be a quilter. I just don't. After the quilt store, we went over to Anna's friend's house, Robin. I've been there before. She's got a beautiful home. This woman is a talented crafter. She cross stitches, she quilts, she does clay art, she gardens, and you can see it all around her home. It is just a beautiful, beautiful place. And then we headed back over to where we were staying and met up with Robin, who came back over with us, and another one of Anna's friends from the other side of the mountain. And we had a lovely evening. We had dinner together. We sat there and stitched. We listened to stories. It was just a really nice start to a weekend. Saturday morning, we're up and we're headed over to Cynthia's to go to our retreat put on by the 1120 Crafters, Linda, aka Van Mom, and Katie, KT_fellows on Instagram. And we got some goodies. We got this beautiful little bag. Oh look, I have floss. This beautiful little bag made by Katie. And I'm looking for something specific in here. Oh well. There it is. One of the ladies there, her name is Sabine, made us this cute little bird. I don't know if it's a pincushion or if it's just decorative. She said there was a magnet in the bottom of it so that they could stick on top of these little spools that we got there. This has a magnet on the top, but I can't, mine, I don't think I got the magnet in the bird butt. But that's okay. I can fix that. So that was a cute little gift. And then we got our project. They had designed a pattern for us to stitch. And they gave us everything that we were going to need to stitch it. This is from the 1120 Crafters, which is Linda Van and Katie. And it's called The Bee Life. Everything is included in there for us to stitch it. And along with this, we got this little tin that we were going to put the finished project on. Now, Linda is also a multi-talented craft person, and she had gifted me this little bag here. It is actually made from a little paper bag, and the front is stapled together so that it makes a little pocket here, and then it opens up inside here. And there was this beautiful tag in here. But also in here, Linda had designed just for me a little bat pattern. Because she said if I wanted to, I could adapt my pattern, the bee life, make it into the bat life. Then Anna comments, well, you really need to have purple thread for the flower rather than the yellow thread. Fortunately, Cynthia's, which is right across the parking lot from where their craft room is at, they have flosses over there. So I walked over there and I got a week's dye work. What is the color? What is the color? Concord. A lovely purple color. So I stitched the petals of my flower purple. I put French knots in the center of it, and I stitched 2 tiny little bats. And this is how my piece is finished. So I am counting this as a new start, a finish, and a fully finish for hashtag 24 bats in 2024. So this is technically project number 11. I'm doing pretty good. I'm only in May. They've all been fairly small, so that's really cute. Anyway, Linda showed us how to line the inside here with felt. She had some fabric set up for us here that had a fusible backing on it. Showed us how to glue it into there, and then she taught us how to make little buttons so that we have a needle minder inside here. There's also in this project bag a larger button. I don't have the tools that you use to make the buttons. I'm sure I will pick one up at some point. But we also got a DMC yarn and thread cutter. I have one of these. These are really nice, and if you're traveling, you can put this on and wear it as a necklace, and you can take it on the plane to cut your threads because it has no sharp edges. There's a little blade inset all the way around it, but you can't get cut with it. I'm sure some industrious person could figure out how to get cut with it, but you know, these are cool to have. And they're also really good for paper crafting because you can use them to rough up the edges of your paper crafting. Just saying. Multi-use. I have one with my stitching stuff. I'm going to put one with my paper stuff. Okay. There's that, there's that, there's that. There's that. Sorry, I have stuff. I know you can see part of it here. I have stuff. So we went out Saturday night. We went to the McMenamins St Francis Hotel over in Bend, and we had dinner there. Cheryl decided to buy her McMenamins passport because I have one. I have been to all of the McMenamins except for the new one in Tacoma. And my passport is complete. And if you want to know more about the passport program, ask questions and I'll tell you down below. But I love their properties because they are designed so eclectically. And there is so much to look at, and it's random and it's beautiful. They take old buildings and redo them. St. Francis used to be a school. Anna's youngest son went there. Another one of the McMenamins properties is Kennedy School. I went there from kindergarten through 6th grade, so I get a kick out of the fact that now that I'm older, I can go drink in my classrooms because they have bars in different rooms. If you want to know more about McMenamins, ask questions in the drop down or in the comment section, and I will answer them to the best of my abilities. I love McMenamins. They have good food, and it's just fun to explore the places. And now Cheryl has a passport, and she can start exploring them too. I told her when she's ready to go to the Kennedy School one to get me, because I love that one. All right. Okay. Cheryl gave me a birthday retirement gift. It is this beautiful bag, all the pumpkins on it. And in here is a project from Finally a Farm Girl, Brooms and Blooms. That is absolutely beautiful. Right up my alley, except for the house in the middle of it. She also got me a copy of Baltimore. I've already stitched this. Excuse me. Hiccups. So, that's going to be put aside for a future giveaway. And then she got me a Prairie Schooler. This is Knock Knock. I honestly don't think I've ever stitched a Prairie Schooler. I don't think I have. And it has a house. But then, where's it at? I know it's in here. Because of my hashtag 24 bats in 2024, she got me this adorable little bat needle minder. So that will be going on my projects. Alrighty. That pile is done. And that is done. And this is done. While we were over at Cynthia's for our retreat, they'd given us 2 pieces of fabric, probably about this big, both of them. I don't stitch in hand. So Katie ran over to the shop and she came back. She had 3 packages that had 2 3-inch wooden hoops in them. And 6 of us in the store shared them. We bought them, but we shared them. I'm putting this in my bag that I take with me when I go stitching. This is my notions bag, and this fits in there perfectly because what I realized over at that retreat was that there have been a lot of times where I've gotten something to start and I don't have anything to hold the fabric with. I like stitching with a Q-snap. Hoops are okay, they're not my favorite, but in this instance, having something to hold my fabric tight, I was able to get it finished. If I had to stitch that whole thing in hand, I thought if I came up here and recorded my videos, I'd be more organized because I've got a table here and I could put things on it. Yeah, it's not working for me. But holding the fabric to stitch this in hand, if I'd had to do it without a hoop, I don't think I would have been able to finish it that day because my left hand will start cramping from holding the material, and I don't stitch in hand very well. So I got myself a 3-inch hoop and I'm going to put it in my stitching bag, which goes in my Acorns bag, and that way when I go to future places and I get a little project like that, I will have something that I can use. I should probably throw a set of Q-snaps in here too, but I think now with that I can at least get projects started. And I usually always have a project with me that has a Q-snap on it, so I can swap them out. the fabric out from one to the other. All right. Besides that project, the thing that I have been stitching on this weekend, I showed you on my last video, was Halloween is in the Air by All Through the House, All Through the Night. This pattern. This is the one that I used the wrong color to stitch the vines. What I decided to do, because I realized I had used the wrong color, is I came upstairs and I was looking through my fancy flosses to find something variegated, and I still had these Gloriana silks left over from when I stitched Emily's Bliss, which was an exclusive at Acorns and Threads. But I was looking at these colors and I realized there's 3 of them in here that I could use to do the fill-in on this project, which will make my mistake blend in even more. So yesterday, when I was trying to figure out what day of the week it was, I was doing what the card said. I had my feet up and I was relaxing and napping and doing whatever. But I got quite a bit done on this. This is where I'm at with it. I managed to get the urn filled in. I used the called for color on that one, I think. It's possible, because I had some of that one was clockwork. It was not a called for color. But it's variegated. Now you see, the thing that I don't want to say I don't like the variations in color of variegated floss. I don't like the striped effect that they can create. I've seen some beautiful pieces stitched using variegated floss, and sometimes that variegation works. Other times, to me, I see too much stripey, and it's just not me. Just not me. So what I do is I stitched the border, and then I stitched all the black design that was in there, and then when I stitch with my variegated floss, I just go round and round and round and round and circle in, and it gives it a more mottled effect, which I think is absolutely beautiful. It gives you the color variation, but not the striped effect. If you think back to when I was stitching the Don't Feed the Trolls that Kimberly designed, Daisy Joe Designs, that's how I stitched my trolls. And I think the effect on them was just perfect, because they're trolls and they have mottled skin. I mean, all the trolls I've ever met have had mottled skin. So the trolls I stitched had to have mottled skin. But I've been going through and I've got all the borders done, all the outlines of the leaves and the elements for this piece. And I'm going to go back in and I'm going to fill them in. And again, I'm going to use the variegated flosses and stitch in a circular way to give a mottled effect to the leaves, the pumpkins, and the moon. And I've got Wednesday right there in the middle with her 2 little leaves on either side, which, you know, kind of look like bat wings. Just saying, they kind of look like bat wings. So that's what I was stitching on yesterday. My other project, I don't think I've done anything more on this since the last time I showed you. This is the Halloween Biscornu top that is a freebie from Doreen Jones. I get to go up to Acorns and Threads tomorrow on a Wednesday for Biscornu Babes, because I'm working on a Biscornu top. You don't have to be working on a Biscornu to go to Biscornu Babes, but it'll be my first time up there, and I have a Biscornu top to work on. I'm excited about it. So I will be taking this with me tomorrow. All right. Pausing for a moment. So I do have some purchases that I want to share. When I was up at Acorns, she has a box in the office that is full of paper bags so that if you are local or even if you shop online with them, you can call them and say, will you put this in my bag? And they'll take it and they'll actually put it in a paper bag with your name on it. Mark had texted me when I got up there and he said, did you get your birthday present? Or did you get your gift? And I said no, and he goes, it's in your bag. And then he tells me it's a gift card. So I got up and I went and looked in my bag, and sure enough, my husband had bought me a gift card, and it was in there, and also were a couple of, was a pattern that I had purchased, or wanted to purchase. It's a bell pull. And there was the bell pull topper with it, and I couldn't figure out why I would have ordered that bell pull topper for this pattern because it was pink. And that just kind of made my brain hurt because, I mean, the topper itself was pretty, and black Krylon paint will stick to anything, so I could have adapted it, but why I would order a pink bell pull topper, I don't know. But the pattern I got is Stitchy Witchy bell pull from Stitchy Prose. There it is. This is gorgeous. It's got the phases of the moon at the top. It's got 2 spools of thread. It's got scissors. It's got some band stitching in there. And then it says, after twilight's embrace, witches weave spells with needles and lace. And the bands look like lace. And of course, at the bottom, we got a pair of witch boots. So I went in and I talked with the ladies and I said, do you have any other bell pull toppers? And they found this one for me that they had at the store. So I got this one instead. The pink one was plastic. This is a metal one. But the nice thing about it is that there's 2 in there. So you could have one at the top and the bottom if you wanted. Or you have 2 for 2 different ones. I like that idea. So, I'm sure I have fabric that I can do this on. But then again, because it's a bell pull, I might have to order a longer strip. But then Anna showed something that she had in her bag. And I had to ask the ladies, do you have another copy of that pattern? Because I've seen it posted on Instagram several times. And I already know that I like the designer's work because I think I've stitched 8 of her small designs so far. But this is Lola Crow, The Haunted Library. This is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. When Anna was looking at it, and the reason why I decided I had to have this one too, is because Sarah, who works at Acorns and Threads, she had stitched it, and she, up here in the bookcases, there is the clown from the Stephen King movie It. She had stitched that section with books in it because it's a library, so she just put in extra books. And I guess that's an adaptation that you can get from the Lola Crow Facebook group. But Sarah said there was also a lady who, instead of doing the books in that section, had stitched a typewriter. And I like that idea. So I joined the Lola Crow Facebook page and got the pattern to put the typewriter in where the It clown is at. And I have fabric to start this. I've seen the way a lot of people have been stitching it. Like I said, it's been popping up all over Instagram. And I think this is, it recommends 36 count vintage country mocha. But I showed you this fabric a while back, and I've been waiting for just the perfect thing to use to stitch on it. And I think that having a haunted library with all the cobwebs around it will be amazing. Now, an issue is that this fabric is white. And if you look at the pattern, there's white candles, and there's white mist, and there's white bones, and there's the white pages on the books, and that's not going to show up on a white background. This is a printed design. I'm going to try to tea stain this and just get some color variation in here and hope that I don't screw up the web. We'll see. So while we were up there, there was probably 20 or more people up at Acorns and Threads that day. There was this young lady who was sitting opposite of all of us, and we hadn't seen her before. So Anna started questioning her, who are you, what's your name, how long have you been stitching there? And finally I interrupted you and I said, and she's not going to introduce herself, but she's Anna. So later on, after we left, I don't know whether it was Sarah or if it was Lori from Acorns and Threads, told us that that young lady that Anna was picking on was Amy Lolacrow. How cool is that? Oregon has got a lot of talented people in it. Just saying. We have designers here. All through the night. They're in Salem, Oregon. Lolacrow. Beth Twist. We got designers here. Bendy Stitchy. We've got designers here. We have floss tubers galore. Lori, textilist. Lisa, kindred stitcher. Anna, whatever roadies she is. Cheryl from Stitching with the Sisterlies. There's just so many people in Oregon that do cross-stitch and design cross-stitch, and wow. Oregon is a good place to be. So that's that one. Okay, that goes over to that pile. And then I got something in the mail. If you watch Amy Loves Toads, she has got a machine and she is now making some of those little perforated paper snap holders, I guess. I don't know what to call it. But she had shown 2 of them on her video, and I messaged her through Instagram and said, when you get around to selling those, I really need one. And she said that she was going to go ahead and send me one. I paid for it, you know. She didn't just send it to me. But I said, I want one of your little ones with the bats on it, because 24 bats in 2024. I have 2 Mill Hill kits that I want to stitch on. So anyway, she sent me this one. And I put her card that she wrote on in there because there's a toad. There's a toad. And this is so nice. I mean, it just... You've seen others like this from the guy in the Ukraine. It's got the magnets in there and it just snaps together. And it gives you something to hold on to. I have stitched so many Mill Hill kits and I don't have a problem holding the perforated paper. It's the only time I can stitch in hand. But, you know, I like supporting my community, and bats, come on, bats, needed to have it. It was screaming my name. So when I got home from this weekend, it was waiting for me, and I thought it was perfect that I could put her card in there and hold it, and it looks like a little picture frame, and it'll stay that way until I use it. But now I can get started on my 2 Mill Hill bat projects for 24 bats in 2024. Okay. Have I babbled enough? Have I talked about everything? I got those, those. Cheryl gave me 2 bags that were sent to her. I have project bags, people. I have so many project bags. And I admit that sometimes I use them, and a lot of times I do this. I take my pattern and I stuff all the floss in the back of it, and I have my Q-snap sitting next to it, and that's it. They're in my bag. I'm a lazy person. But she gave me a couple of project bags, and these are beautiful. One is stitched by So Much to Love, and the other one is was stitched by the 805 Stitcher. This is the one from the 805 Stitcher. It has a vinyl front with all the cats on the back, and there is a little needle minder in there. And then this is the one from So Much to Love with all the cats watching videos and eating popcorns. So let me see how I set myself up for this. I'm going to offer them up for giveaway. Turn the page. So if you are interested in this one, first of all, please be a subscriber and be publicly subscribed. I look for that when I do giveaways. My last giveaway, there were a lot of people who had answered the question, and less than half of them were publicly subscribed. And those are the ones that I'm going to choose from. Sorry. But please be a subscriber, publicly subscribe. Please like the video. And for this bag, if you're interested in it, just the number 1. If you're interested in this one, it's the number 2. You can put both numbers down. You'll only get one. And I will ship them anywhere. I will. So, I think that I've pretty much shared everything that I wanted to share with you today. I want to say congratulations to Robin, Lady Robin S. If you haven't watched her last video, go watch it. She has announced that she's going to be retiring shortly, and congratulations on that. You deserve it. I think all of us, when we get to this point of our lives, we deserve to be retired and to be able to do the things that we want to do. I haven't figured out a routine yet. I've already lost track of what day it is. But I'm kind of liking the fact that I can get up early or get up late, and I can do what I want to do around the house, and I don't have to leave the house if I don't want to, and I can stay curled up in my chair and I can stitch, or I can read, or I can come up here and paper craft. But it's not real yet. And that's my brain. That's my brain. My brain is weird. I know this. I know this. I had a fantastic weekend with Anna and Cheryl. We laughed so much, my abdomen still hurts from the laughing. It was just a wonderful day retreat to go to start my retirement. And now I can start prepping things to get ready to go to Acorns and Threads Pacific Northwest Stitch Summit. They refer to it as PNWSS, P-N-W-S-S. Sounds too much like penis for me. So I generally refer to it as the Stitch Summit. It's safer for me because sometimes this mouth has no filter. And no, Cheryl, I'm not telling the story. Anyway, now that I'm home from my first retreat, I get to start finding out what my routine is, figuring out who my retirement identity is. And Robin was saying that she's looking forward to when she retires and that she might make her videos on a more regular basis. I'm thinking mine probably are going to become less organized, more, I have something to talk about, and here you go. So, if you want to be involved with my wild and crazy retirement journey, please hit the subscribe button. Please hit the like button. If you want to hit the bell to be notified when I do videos, you can do that too. All any of that does is help my channel grow. And my channel doesn't grow. It bounces up and down at the same point all the time. I think it's hilarious. I don't look at it anymore because it's like, it's been the same number, but it shows that it's gone up 2, and then it shows it's gone down 2, and then it shows it's gone up 1, and then it's gone down 3, and it's the same number. I don't know. YouTube is weird that way. I think that's everything that I had to share today. Obviously, this video was longer than last time. But again, I think my videos are going to become more random, and I might get some more paper crafting videos done. I made a couple of little journals that I gifted some ladies over at the retreat, and I would like to make some more of them and possibly even start selling some of them through Instagram. But I get to do what I want to do when I want to do it because I'm retired. Are you tired of me saying that yet? I'm not. Until we meet again, my friends, live long and stitch on. Bye-bye. Okay, today is May 3rd. These are my kidnappers. The one on the left is Anna. Yep, that's her. The one on the right is Cheryl. This will be posted on my video if I don't get back home in a reasonable time.
And it says for the black and orange is 3 strands of thread.
Yep.
Over 1, right?
Yep. Okay, I've got new batteries, and this one, you see this one behind me? She's a brat. She wouldn't let me have my seat belt. And this one is calling me a thalidomide child and telling me I have short arms and legs. These are my kidnappers. And you wonder why I'm recording this.
And you picked us.
That's besides the point. So, the kidnappers have brought me into the house, and while I can't show you the outside of the house or anything about it, they at least fed me. And now, I've been instructed, go sit in the living room. It's the next morning. My captors have left me alone. I got to come out and sit and read and have quiet all to myself. They even let me take a shower. It's a beautiful day. So this is the stitching group put on by Linda, aka Van Mom, and Katie.
Well, you better.
Robin and Linda are already started.
Yeah. Right. Okay.
I'm buying.
Okay.